Good Wednesday morning, and I'm meteorologist Byron Douglas on this July 23rd. Welcome to our all streaming. Of course, we'll have Mitch and Casey here in a moment. I can see your comments. Thanks for checking in. Once I get my glasses on, I'll shout a few folks out. Here, a look at our advisories. This is going to be the coolest part of the day between now until about 10:30. Then the advisory kicks in officially. I'll let you absorb this about noon, and we'll go until 8 p.m. Right now, this is going to carry over one additional day through Thursday. We might take a break Friday. Of course, this all comes via the National Weather Service, and we'll probably have them back in over the weekend. Amy, Sandy, Scott, top of the morning here at 8:30. Shannon, Linda, Marissa, Lacey. That feels like 86 degrees in Henderson. Thanks for that, Lacey. Of course, it's going to feel a lot hotter than that as we go into the afternoon. And here's a look at the heat index forecast for today. Kind of in a range of about 100 to 105. Keep this in mind if you're heading out to the Vanderburgh County Fair. A few other county fairs, I believe Pike's in progress as well. But this pretty much fits the criteria for the advised area. Air quality alerts a little closer. It includes Louisville up to Indianapolis, Cincinnati, Indy, down along I-74 down to Cincinnati, Louisville, Cleveland, and then into central Ohio, covering the metropolitan area there of Columbus. Generally not risk for any thunderstorms. Now you see a general risk across southern Illinois. That's where that stationary front is set up. I just checked, kind of along Highway 45. So you can catch a rogue shower or thunderstorm as we go to the afternoon, about a 15% chance overall. However, it's encouraging that flooding threats generally are off the board as we go through this week. After all the rain, we've had nearly 7 inches of precipitation here in the month of July. And on the almanac page, headed for a high of 95 as we go through this afternoon. 104, which was the sweltering summer, 1901, hot summers in 1911, going way back. Had 47 in 1947. And you want to feel cooler today? We only had a high of 76 on this date in 1948. 76 degrees. You want to check your weather history on 1948 was the coolest day in the month of July. Boy, that seems very fall festival-ish. 91 yesterday, so on the board we'll be filling in some 90s, and in total we've had about 6.5 in the rain gauge. 17th, 18th, and 19th, the last day was Saturday. We had a daily record of 2.16, knocking out about 1.5 inches going back to 1940. The UV index, reapply that sunscreen several times during the afternoon. That sunburn time, 15, 20 minutes or less, about as high as you can go, which you would expect. Let's run down some temps. 79 at the airport, 80 in Hendo, 81 in Fairfield at this hour, and then we'll be racing up to about 90 at lunchtime. The feel-like temperature is already 85 degrees for Madisonville, 84 in Mount Carmel. We had a little bit of fog earlier down in Central City and Greenville, and you guys already have that heat index of about 87 overall. Here's the cloud guidance forecast. Kind of during peak heating, we'll see skies for a couple of hours become partly sunny, generally between about 1 and 4 p.m. Scattered cloud layers at 20 to 30,000 feet, and also some fair weather cumulus clouds to look at. So as we take a look at the next 12 hours, I put in a 15-20% chance of a passing storm, but I've already illustrated that I don't anticipate anything in the way of severe weather. All right, the computer guidance winds purple out of the southeast, not showing much. And then along that stalled front across southern Illinois, that's the best chance for a few pop-up showers. That's where the front has set up. Now, if you get a little outflow from that, you could have a storm carry over into the rest of the viewing area. And then not showing a lot on Thursday. The change on Thursday, a few more clouds, kind of partly to mostly sunny for your Thursday. So not associated with any big fronts with the southwesterly wind as we go through Thursday night. Friday, well, for the most part, it's going to be dry over the weekend with isolated chances for showers and storms. All the energy is up to the north and west, up along the Great Lakes. And this takes us into Sunday. So we're rife with alert days. We might have a break in the heat advisory on Friday, but this is going to go into the middle of next week. Now, what I didn't show you here, towards the very end of July, in early August, we're looking that we could cool down a bit. So we're about maybe 8-9 days away from that. Brandon, thanks for tuning in, along with Lacey, Jeff. Yeah, Jeff, I always appreciate Jeff Miller in Posey County. I'll shout out a last name there if I know you. Does a great job there in Sava with those weather reports. And also, Lacey, good morning to you. And good morning to you, Ann Rhodes. We appreciate you. Of course, the venerable, known as Ann Comas, for anchoring for a number of years, the Hall of Famer. And now we're getting ready. I see that we have everybody in the house. All right, Mitch and Casey, time for me to be quiet.
Get out of here.
Not my strong suit. We'll have more suit.
Stay informed on your local news and weather throughout the day by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows. At 8:30 a.m., get your First Alert forecast to plan the day ahead and catch up on the news that happened overnight with the 14 News Sunrise team. In the afternoon, get the latest headlines, forecasts, and a preview of the stories we're working on with the 14 First Alert streaming show at 2:30. And get an in-depth look at the 14 First Alert forecast so you're ready for the next big thing with the 14 First Alert weather show at 9 p.m. Watch the 14 First Alert streaming show that fits your schedule and works best for you. Streaming on your phone by downloading the 14 News app and the 14 First Alert weather app. On your smart TV by using the 14 News streaming app. And stream anytime on Facebook, YouTube, or on 14news.com. Stay connected and stay informed by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows on your favorite streaming devices.
Well, good morning, and thanks for the join us.
Oh,
Whatever.
It's a Wednesday.
Thanks for joining
Wednesday.
us for
We're
the
here
news
today.
portion of the stream show. I'm Mitch Carter.
You're allowed to mess up every
Thank
now
you.
and then.
Thank
You do great.
It's a rarity.
Yeah, we were pretty lighthearted in this show here. So I think today on the morning air, I said happy July 21st.
Close enough.
And it is July 23rd here on our Wednesday. Yeah, thanks so much for joining us for the news portion, if you will, of our streaming show. Of course, Byron keeping us up to date on these alert days. And shout out to you, Byron Douglas. Take a bow. That's right. Take a bow, sir. And Mitch and I pulled a couple headlines that we want to recap for you today. We are going to start with some entertainment news, and we have some traffic alerts for you as well. Now, the entertainment news story, a little sad here, so you guys take this one in. This is for all you rock fans out there. Sad news to report that fans of rock icon Ozzy Osbourne has passed away.
That's right.
Going to pull up some video here of Ozzy in his heyday. Of course, we ran this morning, and what we know is that the British Rockers family, they did issue a statement saying that he died Tuesday morning surrounded by his family. And since the news broke, fans have been leaving flowers at the Black Sabbath Bridge in Birmingham, England. They've also created a memorial at his star there on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Of course, you're seeing lots of videos from over the years there right now of him. Osbourne's passing comes just weeks after he actually performed with Black Sabbath in England in what a lot of folks billed as his farewell show. And he was actually 76 years old, so still pretty young there.
Yeah, and definitely kind of a crazy push alert to get yesterday that it's going on. You know, it's kind of one of those things. It appeared to come out of nowhere, but of course, you know, he battled Parkinson's,
Yeah.
so you know, wishing his family the best right now. And for all you fans out there, I know there are a lot of you, you know, of course, mourning that loss there this morning here on 14 News.
I was the Ozzy era where they had the reality show. That was kind of my era. I feel like almost everybody's had a brush of the Osbourne era.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But yeah, that was some sad news to report. And then we're going to switch gears a little here. Mitch, I'll let you take this one over. We are going to talk about some traffic and road closures
And
for you
boy,
here.
are there a lot of them. This
Yeah.
one here, reminder for drivers in Owensboro, happening today. Crews will be shutting down part of the US 60 bypass. That's so crews out there can safely work on a damaged beam on the Carter Road Bridge. Now, as I told you before here on 14 News, it was hit by a semi over a year ago. Officials saying that detour will now have you getting on the Carter Road exit ramp and on ramp. So the way that works, so you can see on your map, there's a map for you there to follow along with. Basically, what you'll do is you approach the intersection there, you'll simply take the exit ramp, cross over top, and then the on-ramp back on, just kind of bypass there. Expected to start around 8 o'clock here this morning, so they've been working for about half an hour now, and it should last most of the day. Officials do say as well this will happen again tomorrow if they need to do some more work out there. The entire project, though, scheduled to be done by September.
Yeah, and then moving on here, our final story, and then we're going to chat with some of you in these comments here. We love to have you. We're going to be talking about the US 41 beams also happening today.
Yes.
Take a look at this video here. You can expect this happening today. Delays on Highway 41 because of the beams being brought in for the I-69 bridge project. My goodness, those
Yeah.
are absolutely huge. Yesterday, crews put the first shipment of those 100-ton beams in place on the Indiana side of the Ohio River. Crews actually stopped traffic for about 15 minutes on Monday to try and get those beams delivered from Highway 41 over to Waterworks Road. That video is incredible.
Yeah, if you've ever wondered how they build bridges, there you go.
Now you know.
Literally 200,000-pound beams. Only a truck can only carry one at a time. They're going to be doing this for a long time here.
Exactly. So the next shipment will be brought in this afternoon. The beam delivery will continue on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays through mid-September. So, hey, if you are stalled in that traffic there, at least you got a show to watch.
There you
That's
go.
pretty crazy to watch that just delivery take place. And of course, they said hopefully wrapping up, by September.
Right,
Which I'm like,
right.
September, that's months from now. No, it's not. It's
Crazy.
2
Yeah,
months
it's
away.
almost August already.
Yeah.
It goes pretty quick. But like you mentioned there too, those thankfully if you get stopped behind one, it should be about 15 minutes. They just have to kind of get those turned on the waterworks there. You saw there that is quite the operation.
Yeah.
But once they're turned, they're out of your hair. You can continue going there, heading into Kentucky. But if you're behind those, watch out. Maybe enjoy the show for a second. Don't rush too much. And like you said there, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for a couple more months. After that, they're out of your hair. Good to go.
Couple headlines we wanted to pull for you this morning. And of course, the biggest headline this week, though, is the heat. How you hanging in there with all this?
I'm doing all right. I'm warm-blooded. It's not a big deal. Of course, I'm following along with our beautiful Byron Douglas, giving me all the tips and tricks out there to stay hydrated and safe in the shade. But it's certainly hot out there. Of course, we've been on alert all week long and staying on alert now into the weekend and then even the next week a little bit. So no secret, it's July. It's hot. It's specifically very hot right now. But for those, if you're not brand newborn here, stay out of the sun if you can, drink water, do all that good stuff, watch out for the signs of heat stroke, heat exhaustion, all that good stuff in there, and you'll be all right.
I was a bad girl. I did not listen. I did not practice what we preach here. We listened to it all day, every day. Arden got on to me, and I went for a little run on Sunday, and I was like, I better stop. I'm going to go back in and drink some water because I think we think we're above it sometimes, but it can catch up to you pretty fast. So I've learned my lesson. I'm going to listen.
You know what? And here I am talking as if I didn't do the same thing. Yesterday I was mowing after the gym, caught a double tricep cramp, and had to let it slide past me down the hill. So it happens. Just keep drinking water, do that good stuff.
We have electrolytes for breakfast moving forward. Byron, we're sorry. Don't be mad at us. We listened to you. We'll take your advice now and put it into action. So, all right. Well, I'm very happy. We've got some comments
I
today.
appreciate it. You guys are tuning in, talking to us.
We're going to go through every single one of these that I at least see on my screen. Right now, of course, Lacey Martin, a regular. Good morning to you, Lacey. We got Jeff Miller, getting too old for hot. I agree, Jeff. Lacey Martin's commenting there. We said hi to her a second ago. Ann Rhodes, good morning to you. And of course, Lacey did comment good morning to Byron, but she also told Mitch and I that, continuing to pray for Lexington along with our sister station there after that church shooting that we've been covering and the KSP trooper injured weeks ago. So I'm sure those prayers are appreciated. Thank you for commenting, Lacey. We appreciate you tuning in. We've got Rose Clark saying good morning.
Morning,
Rose. Alyssa Helt says Peanut, Colston, Weston, and Easton are watching you way up in that news station. So this is a dear friend of mine. She has 3 little boys, bless her heart. 3 little boys, hands are full, and they watch us and they think that the station is like they say it's up there. They think it must be in the sky, I guess, because we're so angelic. That must be what it is.
Something like that.
So
right,
good morning to all 3 boys and you, Alyssa, Peanut, Colston, Weston, Easton. And then, of course, I have a comment here that says Addie and Elsa are watching. My little girl and her beloved favorite Disney princess, Elsa, and my husband Will. Shout out to you guys for tuning in. We had quite the debacle last night. She has a little stuffed animal, if you will, of Elsa, and we almost couldn't find it before bedtime. So, we found her just in the nick of time. So, as a mom with little ones out there, those moms of you that would understand that can be quite the emergency situation.
No doubt.
So, but it was handled and it was taken
Good
care
deal,
of,
yeah.
and we plan to get a backup soon. So, parenting probs here on our podcast
Yeah,
today.
absolutely.
Well, Mitch Carter, Wednesday, we made it
we
halfway
did.
through.
Yeah, hump day. It's good
Yeah.
stuff. Of course, like we talked about, it is hot. No secret there, of course. We say it all the time here, and I'm kind of a broken record, but I promise it's because it's good. Always a reminder here to download our 14 First Alert app. Obviously, we've got Byron, Jeff, Arden, and Michael. Keep that updated for you there. Of course, right now, no severe weather necessarily on the books, but of course, when that does happen, they cut in there and they go live. They keep the forecast updated for you there. Keep yourself and your family safe. It's just a good resource to have. They do push alerts there in case of severe weather, lightning, stuff like that. Never a bad idea to stay prepared for things like that.
That's right. Byron, anything you want to add?
You guys are great.
Thanks, Byron. That's
Appreciate
what we
it.
wanted to hear. So, hey, guys, thanks again for commenting. We really do appreciate that. We like to hear from you. We'll do this same time, same place tomorrow, 8:30, and the three of us will, Byron, Mitch, and I will see you tomorrow morning on
Sounds
14 News Sunrise, okay? Let's get out of here.
Take care, guys. We'll see you.
See you
Have
later.
a good day, and we will
Bye.
see you guys tomorrow.